At left guard tonight, number 55, Carlos Malgoza. At left tackle, number 51, Ezekiel Ramirez. Tight end, number 18, Miguel Fillon. Wide receiver, number 5, Jack Davila. Wide receiver, number 3, Alec Zapian. And wide receiver, number 4, Anthony Cisneros. Running back tonight, number 2, Keanu Zuniga. And at quarterback, number 9, Jason Sanchez. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not already doing so, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? The officials for tonight's game, the head referee tonight, Mr. Ben Dwyer, and his assistant umpire, Mr. Craig Lacey. Head linesman, Mr. Stephen Campbell. Headline judge, Kirk Struhl, and the back judge, Jerry Munguia.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here live from Toppenish, Washington, inside Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. Get ready for tonight's every important matchup. Can the Wildcats continue their winning ways, undefeated so far in this season? And guess what? Tonight's game is midway point through the regular season here, first year back for the Toppenish Wildcats in the CWAC. And they are well on their way to being one of the top teams in this conference. Hello, everybody. My name's Antonio Tony D. Dominguez. And boy, do we have quite an important matchup here tonight. If the Wildcats are able to do everything correctly, if the Selah Vikings are able to do everything correctly, we're going to have quite a competitive matchup in a game that means a lot to both teams. For one side, the Toppenish Wildcats, they hope to continue their undefeated streak, and it will take a lot in stopping this offensive attack of the Selah Vikings. And on the other side, for the Selah Vikings, well, they hope to continue their so far successful season. Not very many losses here so far after 4 games, but they are looking to improve their record and, of course, chase that ever-elusive CWAC conference title. A lot riding on the line here in this contest, and we are moments away from kickoff. Both these teams, of course, have done a lot, proven that they belong. Selah Vikings having a great season under a first-year head coach. I'm going to look to compete up here with what so far seems to be a more than competitive Toppenish Wildcats squad. In the preseason preview about a month ago, many expected this Toppenish Wildcat squad, who is moving up from 1A to 2A, and play here in the CWAC. We're expecting them to be at the bottom of the league. Well, guess what? The worst they can do, should they win here tonight, will be right smack dab in the middle. And we're about to see what this Wildcat squad can do against another opponent in which they have not beaten in well over 20-plus years. And the Wildcats are going to hope to continue those winning ways going here tonight, no matter what. Defensive game, offensive game, it's going to be every little bit of it. Yeah, and of course, last week, of course, the Wildcats needing every single point to come away with the win. Of course, that was a very hard-nosed defense in the Ellensburg Bulldogs last week here. But tonight, this Wildcat team is ready to do it all. And they're going to hope here to come away with a win and come away with what more than likely be a good chance at its state playoff berth when it is all said and done. So here we go, just moments away, kickoff team. Kickoff return for the Selah Vikings. Got a couple of returners out there. And out there to kick this one off is Sebastian Yepes. Wildcats are looking to have him back. Injured a couple weeks ago. Was able to go after that. Needed a couple of days to let the soreness go down, but here we go. An ever important game, and Sebastian Yepes, here we go. Return there going to be gathered by the Vikings and stopped a little bit over the 20-yard line at about the 24. And that is where the Selah offense will begin here tonight. The Wildcats have a very good defense, especially that front four. Linebackers can do some work as well. It's going to be ever so important, though, to keep those receivers in front of you, because the Selah Vikings are capable of throwing the ball around. Let's see what they do here tonight on offense. First play in the game, the shotgun. Colton Shea, the quarterback, hands it off to his halfback. That's not going to go very far. Gains about 1. Second down coming up. I think a lot of people in the preseason underestimated the strength and the power that the Wildcat defense has. I don't think many of them expected them to prevent their opponents from scoring. Not very many touchdowns allowed here in the first 4 weeks. Wildcats adjusting. Colton Shea is going to quarterback keeper it. And they're going to be stopped again after a gain of another couple. Third down and long coming up. That's what the Wildcats can do, especially with their front four, which is something the coaches were talking about early in the preseason about who on this defensive side of the ball is going to step up, and defensive line so far has shown that they can hang with anybody. Already going and putting up wins against the Prosser Mustangs and the Ellensburg Bulldogs. Colton Shea now in the shotgun. He's going to look to pass. Ball is dropped there, incomplete. What would have been a first down. Colton Shea, intended receiver for Julian Mendoza. Fourth down coming up, and the Selah Vikings, looks like they're going to have to be punting this one away. The Vikings, they go for it, but 4th down and 7. That's kind of a lot asking of your special teams. Wildcats, Colton Shea, the punter. Line drive, and that one is gonna be out of bounds. Gets a good bounce. Brings it all the way to the 34-yard line, and that's where the Wildcat offense will begin. Last week, not a very offensive game. Only 1 touchdown scored, and that was on the ground through Jason Sanchez. Happened to scramble on a goal line play and able to get into the end zone, and 7 points is all it took to take the win last week against the Ellensburg Bulldogs, another team whom they haven't had a win against in almost 40 years. The Wildcats continue to make history, getting some very incredible wins and having an incredible season here so far in the first half. Jason Sanchez getting set in the shotgun with some help. Suniga being served up the ball, and he's going to bring that ball all the way out to the 40. Gain of about 6 yards on that one. The Wildcats are going to hope to get their run game going a lot sooner rather than later. Yeah, last week they had some problems trying to run the ball and passing the ball after the first half was pretty much not done because Jason Sanchez just did not have the confidence to throw the ball through the air. 2 interceptions last week, not a single passing touchdown. Let's see if he can clean that up here tonight. Sanchez to Zuniga again, past the 1-yard line. Gains about another 8 yards on that one. In the first couple of carries for Keanu Zuniga, he's letting it be known he is one of the league's top running backs here this season. You know, and for a very effective running back like Keanu Zuniga he has yet to score a touchdown. He seemingly had an opportunity to get a touchdown in the final seconds of the game last week, but Keanu Zuniga doing the right thing, taking a knee, getting down to the ground before crossing the goal line to make sure and seal up that win last week. Zuniga again being tracked down and tackled after a gain of about 7 yards, and Keanu Zuniga just keeps moving forward. Keanu Zuniga is not the biggest player out there on the field, but guess what? He brings a lot of power behind his small frame. He can do it, even though he's not the biggest guy. He can slip some tackles, and he's not afraid to take on anybody in the open field. Let's see if he can get something here going in this first quarter. Jason Sanchez rolling out to his right. He's going to look to go for the long putt. That one is short and intended for Alex Sapien.
Incomplete. That ball was intended for Alex Sapien.
Yeah, both of them were on a bit of a miscommunication there. Jason Sanchez thinking that Alex Sapien was going to cut in a little bit towards the sideline. Fortunately, just a little too late, and that pass was incomplete. Close to being picked off. Sanchez hanging on to Zuniga, and he keeps moving forward. He's going to pick up another first down. So he's going to be stopped there at the 41-yard line. You know, that's what you're allowed to do, which you get a little bit more breathing room, be a little bit more creative with your playbook, is when you know you have a running back that is able to get you 4 or 5 yards every time he gets the ball in his hands. You don't want to be afraid. You want to take some risk every now and then. And Zuniga slipping behind the line of scrimmage, loses 2.
Zuniga tackled on the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes your body runs a lot faster than your mind does. especially when you have a whole mass of humanity up in front of you.
3 yards.
Keanu Zuniga, unfortunately, losing his footing, is marked down for a loss of about 2 yards. Second down and about 12 yards here in the first offensive series for the Toppenish Wildcats. Jason Sanchez checking the sideline, checking the play call. And Sanchez rolling out to his left. Not finding anything, trying to get out of it. Oh, he breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to keep it himself. And finally brought down out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Sanchez kept the ball. Scrambled.
Sanchez barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, it looks like he lost about 1 yard.
Number 11, Julian Mendoza.
You know, Sanchez did a great job there slipping the first tackle. However, the Selah defense a little bit quicker than what Ellensburg was. And they were to make sure that Jason Sanchez did not get a whole bunch of yardage on that one. So third down and about 14 to go, and what it sure is probably going to be a pass attempt here. Wildcats are going to get better positioning here on the field. Rolling out to his right, Sanchez, and thrown right into the hands of the defense, but dropping it. Joseph Patching almost had himself an interception there. That's kind of what happened last week versus the Ellensburg defense. Jason Sanchez trying to fit it inside a very small window. Now there were some dropped opportunities from the Ellensburg Bulldog defense. What could have been a four interception night was only a 2 interception. So here we go, fourth down. Punting. Torres line drive, and there we go, trying to return it, and returner only going to make it about to the 13-yard line. And once again, the Selah Vikings offense will start right back near their own territory. They're going to be deep.
Return the punt.
Yeah, in that first series, the Toppenish Wildcats, they're capable of running the ball right now, but Jason Sanchez yet to find his rhythm through the ground game, which against the Selah Vikings, you're going to need a little bit of that here tonight. Colton Shea looking to roll out. Got to receiver, but brought out of bounds near the 25-yard line. That's going to be close, and it is going to be another first down.
At the 25-yard line by Keanu Zuniga.
I think that's where the Selah Vikings are going to look to do their most attack on. Their opportunities is this Wildcat secondary. The Selah Vikings are more than capable of passing this ball around. Colton Shea, a very capable arm, and decided to do a pitch run, running through a few tackles, and another set of yards picked up. It's going to be enough for another first down at about the 35-yard line.
10-yard gain for the Vikings, and that's a first down.
And now the Wildcat defense being pushed back. Chunk plays here. The Wildcat defense just needs to locate their assignments. They know the abilities of this offense. Don't be scared of it. Do your job. Colton Shea, fake in the backfield, almost tackled. They're going to be brought down a couple yards short of the first down as this defense is really getting pushed back. Bit of a misdirection play there. Colton Shea getting the snap, turns one way around, and then immediately, as quick as he can, pivots to the other side, hands it off to the running back, and able to get some great yardage on that carry. 5:18 remaining and counting in this first quarter. Selah Vikings driving down the field. Second down and short. Colton Shea going to take a shot, and that pass will be dropped. Intended for Isaac Perez.
Pass was intended for Keaton Pitzer.
Keaton Pitzer.
Third down.
And that
third down and 2.
would have been a big play. That play was open, and Colton Shea making the right read. Receiver, though, just not able to haul that one in. Would have been a very big play. Should have he completed that one. Colton Shea again, this time pitch to the outside. Going to run through a few lanes. Working his way through, but the defense right there to stop him at about the 38-yard line. This defense getting exhausted and tired right now. Wildcats had a pretty lengthy offensive drive, but you got to remember, two-way players, a few of them on the defensive side of the ball as well as the offensive side of the ball. Let's see what happens here. Shea again hands it off and in the backfield. Finally, that front four making the first big play. Tackle for loss. Great play there by the defensive line of the Toppenish Wildcats. David Underwood on that tackle. I mean, he just broke through that line and he kept his discipline. Knowing that there was a cutback lane here, there's no need to go chasing after him. Just stay right in your lane. And if you do, you're going to be able to track him down. Help prevent any big explosive play. Second down and long now. Colton Shea in the shotgun. Hands it off to his running back. He's going to get some room to breathe. Trying to break out and finally brought down past the 30-yard line at about the 28. Close to a first down. Selah Vikings. This is going to be one of the teams that the Wildcats are going to have to contend with here tonight and throughout the rest of the season, regardless of what the end result of this game is going to be. They want to keep adding on to this historic season, beating two teams already this first half of the season in the Prosser Mustangs and Ellensburg Bulldogs, teams that they haven't beaten in over 40 years. Selah Viking teams, it's going to want to know. Tight formation, first down. And keep driving it through. 8-yard gain in that tight. Second down coming up. Right now, this Selah Viking offense, they're kind of knowing that they can push the buns of the Wildcat defense. Front four, they know they can do a lot. They need to show it right here, especially now that they're inside the red zone. Second down in about 2 yards. And the gun. And there we go to the running back, and he's going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage. And looks like he extended enough to pick up a first down. And this is where the Wildcats showed last week. The Ellensburg Bulldogs had a couple of opportunities in the red zone last week. Wildcat defense able to pin their ears back and limit the points. That's what you gotta worry about right now. Colton Shea, first down and 10. Is he gonna take a shot at the end zone? He's rolling out to his right. And that ball batted down, incomplete. Great play there, Bilal Wapshelai. And he's been one of the, players that has developed and keeps doing the hard work out there when challenged. Excuse me, that was Alex Sapien. So Alex Sapien doing a great job there, making sure his man was not too far ahead of him and turned his head around and saw where that ball was going, able to make a play on the defensive side of the ball. Colton Shea, again, toss pitch to the outside. He's going to find a lane, trying to run through it. And it's going to be marked down short of the goal line at about the 1.
Down to the 1 yard line. And that's a first down.
Wildcats right now seem to be having issues They need to find their assignment. Looks like they're going to try to push their way back in. Tight defense formation. Getting in, and looks like met right there at the line of scrimmage and stopped there on that first attempt. Wildcats knew that one was coming. That's a good job by them. They have a couple more downs to do that again. Let's see if the Vikings are going to change things up. And a timeout called on the field by the Wildcats. They're going to take a timeout, regroup. 49 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Selah Vikings knocking on the door towards the first score of the game. Welcome back here. THS Digital Media Network. Goal lines from about the 3-yard line. Colton Shea, the quarterback. Quick pass, and that one's going to be incomplete. Third down coming up. Let's see if the Selah Vikings are going to try it again. Wildcats doing a good job last time of preventing that just power forward with a massive humanity in front of you. Wildcats last week against the Ellensburg Bulldogs, they were down here a couple of times inside the 5-yard line, and the Wildcats able to hold them. Let's see if they can do the same here on third down. Pitch to the outside. He has an angle, and that is going to be across the goal line and touchdown. First touchdown of the game.
With the 2-yard carry for a touchdown for the Vikings.
And there we go. Kaylin Wodachek with the first touchdown. 6 points, and now the ever-important point after.
Number 3, Colton Shea.
Colton Shea is going to be the kicker here tonight. PAT. This could end up being important. Snap. Up. Good. And first score, 7-0. 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Take a break. Be back here on THS Digital Media Network.
Colton Shea kicking off for the Vikings. Back deep for the Wildcats, Keanu Zuniga and Alex Zapian.
Welcome back here, THS Digital Media. 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Selah Vikings leading early in this one after a touchdown by Kaylin Wodachek. gives the Selah Vikings an early lead. Colton Shea, the one to send this one back. Bit of a high pooch kick, and they're going to let this one go out of bounds. And Wildcats are going to start near the 35-yard line. For the Wildcats, getting back on offense, you really want to get something going. Couple of dangerous passes. Of course, the running game was humming along. Let's see what the Wildcats elect to do here in this second series. This could be very well another defensive game here tonight. This is when you need your offense to step up, make some plays, get some points on the board. And that could be difficult against the Selah Vikings squad. Sanchez stepping back, slipping through. And he's able to gain about 6 yards on that quarterback keeper being rushed out of the pocket. Sanchez starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. Got a second and a half there to scan down the field, see if he had anybody open, but saw that there was a lot more green grass in front of him. Good play there by him. Second down and about 5 yards to go. Sanchez sending a man in motion. Alex Sapien is gonna get the carry. He's gonna get close to a first down, about a yard shy. Third down and short.
Tackled by the Vikings, number 72, Chase Bugney.
Third down and 1 yard to go. The Wildcats are going to let this one go to the second quarter. After 12 minutes of play, first quarter, Selah Vikings leading early, 7-0. Take a break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. Third down and short, beginning of the second quarter. Antonio Dominguez, THS Digital Media Network here, and Zuniga running and getting past the first yard down marker. First set downs coming up for the Wildcats.
And that's just enough yardage for another Wildcat. First down.
That's what Zuniga can do. Not the biggest guy out there on the field.
Vikings on the stop.
One of the
Number 31.
top rushers in the league here so far in the first half of the season. Has still yet to find the end zone, but nonetheless, making him very effective moving the ball. Sanchez, low snap. And being met in the backfield. And that's going to bring up second down.
Number 72, the Vikings, Chase Bugney.
Passing game has been a little bit off pace.
And 16.
Wildcats know they can run the ball. Perhaps that's what you want to stick to. But obviously, you do want to mix in some plays there to go for the long play. A big explosive one. Second down at about 14 now. Selah in motion. Going back there and ball it through the hands of Davila.
Incomplete.
Third down coming up.
16.
And this is the situations as an offense where you do not want to be here. You need to be in about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. When it's 3rd and 15, now you're making it a lot more difficult, especially for your defense, knowing that they don't have a little bit of room to work with. Depending on the, on the outcome of this 3rd down, they're going to have to be punting in this one away. But you need to get a good offensive drive going here sooner rather than later. Sanchez is going to throw this one out of bounds. Villan in the area, and another punt coming up for the Wildcats.
Pass intended for number 18, Miguel Villan. 4th down, 16 yards to go.
4th down, 16. C.J. Torres,
Keaton Pickler,
punter.
receive the punt for the Vikings. And Keanu Zuniga in punt formation for the Wildcats.
Zuniga. Good punt and brought down at about the 30-yard line.
Return out to the 31 where he was tackled by
Jack Davila there in on the special teams tackle.
Davila. 1st and 10 Vikings.
Selah Vikings back on offense. They're hoping to continue the offensive drive they've had last time. Took up the majority in the first quarter in terms of ball possession. Wildcats really need to show that they have something to stop them with. Ball pitched to the outside, met by a host of tacklers there near the line of scrimmage. Gains about 1.
1 yard gain.
Wildcats just need to be able to stop this run. That's really what's been hurting them. They haven't been hurt by a big pass play or anything.
Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Be a little bit more run defense right now, because that's really where the success offensively is coming for the Selah Vikings. Cole Chase, 2nd down and about 9. Finds an opportunity and immediately tackled right at the line, behind the line of scrimmage, back to the original 1st down, or should I say 1st line of scrimmage. So 3rd down coming up. Conche, yeah, didn't know receiver Julian Mendoza dumped it off, but the Wildcat defense right there to make a play. See if the Wildcats can hold. Pin their ears back here on this big 3rd down. They want to get their offense back on the field. Get some points on the board before this end of the 2nd quarter. Timeout on the field. Timeout is going to be called first.
They're first.
8:50 remaining, 7-0. Vikings still leading. Be back here, THS Digital Media Network. Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. 3rd down and about 9 to go. Stepping back, trying to find an open receiver. Has some time, going to throw it deep and too far up ahead. Pass intended for Keaton Pitzer. Fourth down coming up, and the Vikings are going to be forced to punt this one away.
Intended for number 9, Keaton Pitzer.
Wildcats doing a nice job making sure the receivers didn't find any space in the first couple of seconds. He had a different quarterback back there. Dylan Kingston running around, trying to find an open receiver, created some extra time, but not able to find anybody. So Colton Shea's going to be putting this one away.
Tyler Taylor back to receive for the walk.
That one almost blocked. High arching punt. That one's going to move backwards, and it's going to stay still right at the 40-yard line. Wildcat offense immediately coming back up. Great defensive stand there. Wildcat defense is more than capable of making plays on defense. Now it's about their offense. Struggled last week. Did just enough to pick up a win with one touchdown. But the Selah Vikings, a different team, different offensive capabilities. They're going to need everything. First down and 10 from the gun. Zuniga immediately getting the ball, sneaking through all the way up to the 49-yard line near midfield. Only a yard away from the 50. Second down and short coming up. That's what you like to see. That's where the Wildcats have been most successful at. Keanu Zuniga, he needs to have the ball in his hands to pick up first downs, to get great yardage. Here from a pistol formation now. And Zuniga's going to keep running. Still upright and dropped. Tackled.
Again with the carry.
Past the 50-yard line, and that's going to be new set down. That's what Keanu Zuniga can give you. And this man, sooner rather than later, he deserves a touchdown. Just the way he's able to make men miss and the way he's able to break through tackles. Man, you got to respect that running game. So again, this time from the pistol. Zuniga running through.
Again, number 2, Keanu Zuniga.
And this time, getting some great yardage. You know, and that's a great wrinkle in this offense right now. They haven't showed it all season, but they're working from the pistol. This gives Keanu Zuniga a great opportunity to get his motor running before getting on the line of scrimmage, picking up some extra yards. He's going to get pretty close, and he does pick up another set of new downs. Wildcats doing a great job in mixing up their offensive identity. Looked like they were just running from the shotgun spread offense running game. Now they switched over to a more pistol look. And that's a great little wrinkle to add in, confuse the defense. Indeed, the way you have to guard a shotgun running play against a pistol, more power style play, boy, it takes a lot. A couple of yards on that carry, second down coming up, 6:30 coming up here in a matter of moments.
Stopped by the Vikings, Jacob Green.
Wildcats waiting for their next play. You know, that gives a great opportunity for Jason Sanchez, too, to, you know, make play action a little bit easier. If he's in the pistol, you know, you can fake a handoff to Zuniga, have a little bit more time to make a read downfield. And here we go. Rolling out. And Sanchez decides to keep it himself. Loses a couple, third down and 11 coming up.
Stopped by number 11, Julian Mendoza. That's third down 11.
Third down and 11. Let's see if they're going to attempt it through the air. They're gonna go back in the pistol. Long ball, Sapien. Yeah, just a little too much touch on that one. And the Wildcats are going to be forced to punt this one away.
11 yards ago.
Wildcats did everything they could. They ran the ball, but what didn't they do? They didn't keep running the ball. Got a couple more yards, decided to go for a long pass, but that ended up as a sack. Trying to run the quarterback keeper.
Keaton Pitzer, deep for the Vikings.
Nice punt. Gonna call a fair catch inside the 10-yard line.
At the 9-yard line where the Vikings have a first and 10.
And the Wildcat defense is gonna trot back onto the field. So, probably will be the final offensive possession here for the Selah Vikings before halftime. Wildcat defense able to stop this offense on the last drive. Let's see if they can do the same here. Backed up on their own territory. Colton Shea, quick dump off and great tackle.
To the 10-yard line to Keaton Pitzer.
Keaton Pitzer with no gain on that reception. Gain of about one, actually.
Going to give him a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9.
4:43 remaining. Going back, Colton Shea again, rolling out to his right. Going to go for a long pass. And big strike there, 20-yard completion to Keaton Pitzer.
Pass complete. Keaton Pitzer.
Colton Shea staying confident there in the pocket, rolling out, finds Pitzer as he was coming open.
And the stop on the play, number 2, Keanu Zuniga. That's a Viking first down.
First down and 10. Shea's going to take it himself. Running through some tackles.
Quarterback keeper is out beyond the 36-yard line.
Gains about 9 on that one. Colton Shea getting a run with the ball. 3 minutes, 49 seconds remaining here in the first half, second quarter. Wildcats only down by 7 points. Now the defense needing to make a stop. Through the middle, Colton Shea. And he's going to be brought down past midfield at about the 45, 43-yard line.
Colton Shea. And stopped by the Wildcats number 12, Lyle Wapshilai. But not before they're into Wildcat territory at the 43-yard line.
So quickly moving the chains, and now they're going to start the clock. Colton Shea again. He's going to keep it. Missed tackle in the backfield and finally brought down.
That's a quarterback
out of bounds after a gain of about 6.
Run out of bounds. The 37-yard line.
The Selah Vikings, both these teams, back when they were in the COAC 4 years ago, the Wildcats, they competed with the Vikings on a couple of occasions. However, both times coming up short. And right now, the Wildcats needing a stop more now than ever. Already historic wins against 2 schools that they haven't beaten in multiple decades. And now the other way, Mendoza running Victor and Pitzer, and finally running near the first down marker.
Stopped on the play by Gabriel Guerrero. 3rd down and 1.
3rd down, 1 yard. Let's see what the Vikings elect to do. 2:40. Perhaps they're thinking about the clock as well. Trying to go into halftime with a multi-possession lead at the very least, you would happen to think. Ponche, their place kicker, so in case they do not get into the end zone, perhaps thinking about a field goal attempt here before the 2nd quarter is over. Shea with a high snap. Running back having an opportunity, running. Gets beat, and 2nd touchdown.
With the 2 and 3-yard touchdown loss.
And the Selah Vikings find themselves in the end zone. That was a great run there by Kevin Wischuk, getting his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. 3rd down, or excuse me, PAT coming up. It's only a 2-possession game now. This PAT could be huge. PAT set down and good.
And the kick is good. And the score
14 to nothing. 2:18 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Take a break, be back here, THS Digital Media Network. Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. 2:18 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Selah Vikings up on this team by 2 touchdowns now. One of the bigger deficits, the biggest deficit so far this season that the Wildcats have faced. And I happen to believe that just the way that things are, in the air, the emotions and everything can be felt out here in the field, there may be a make or break play coming up sooner rather than later. I think you're right about that. I think that's totally correct. Wildcats just seemingly not there, and to be honest, a lot of those chunk plays, they should have been plays where any of these Wildcat defenders should have made a play on the ball. That has not happened so far here in this 1st half. And then in the 2nd issue here tonight in the 1st half for the Wildcats, the offense. They keep running the ball, and then all of a sudden, a pass, an incomplete, and that breaks all momentum. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to work with, though, here before the end of this 1st half. Jack Davila with the first reception of this contest.
Pass complete to Jack Davila.
That's one of the things you just need to get started with your quarterback and your receivers and your playmakers is, yeah, you're going to have some good running opportunities and some great yardage situations with Keanu Zuniga. He's going to be able to run the ball, but you need to get this pass offense going. And that ball thrown short, and there's going to be a flag.
Penalty flag on the play.
see there's a flag, and let's see what they're going to be calling for. It's going to be, I believe, it is going to be against the Wildcats. Holding against the Wildcat offense, and that's going to push them back 10 yards.
2 holding goals against
The right side, that's the first penalty of the contest. Seems like when the Wildcats have the least amount of penalties is when the score is not in their favor.
2nd down and 20 yards.
Sanchez sitting back in the pocket, trying to find somewhere, finds an open receiver in Davila. He's going to try to slip through a couple. It's finally brought down near the first down marker.
Davila with the reception at the 1 yard shy of the
Jack Davila doing a great job.
3-yard line.
The only receiver so far here tonight that's caught a pass. Wildcats need to respond sooner rather than later. Get some points on the board. Sanchez rolling out, trying to find somewhere. And he's going to be sacked for a loss of about 12.
Quarterback sack.
You know, right when you make a positive play and then you're not able to get a play off the way you wanted to and you lose yardage, there's just a whole lot of miscommunication happening right now that the Wildcats do not need at this point of the game. You're going to go into halftime. You have an opportunity to put some points on the board. That's at the very least something you can do. But you need to work for it. This team needs to come together here before the end of this first half. And then you got to go into the locker room and you got to talk to your guys and say, hey, what's going on? Seems like we're sleepier than we were last week, and we're letting mistakes get to us. They need to correct those mistakes, make sure everybody knows their assignment, and the Wildcats aren't able to get any points in the second half. Somebody really is going to have to make a play on the first series, whether on defense or on offense. The ball is going to start with the Wildcats at the beginning of the third quarter. So either way, you got an important opportunity here. Sanchez just being pressured and once again at the 1 yard line.
Drop by number 31.
The Wildcat schedule does not get any easier from out here tonight. But they need to worry about the opportunities you have in this game. And somebody right now, Wildcats, in dire need of somebody to step up and make a play.
No gain on the last play.
This is as sluggish as we see the Wildcat offense become here throughout the first 4 games. Of course, the first game was rather slow as well, but Wildcats have had opportunities to clean things up and to come out here in this first half and not score anything. And mind you, the offense at times having difficulty gaining yards, picking up first downs, and not to mention the all-ever important touchdowns on the other end.
Liano Zuniga kicking for the Vikings, Wildcats, and Keaton Pitzer for Selah.
It's punt. Another near line drive. It's going to bounce all the way to the 31 yard.
And Vikings, first and 10 at their own
43 seconds remaining. I think this might be more than enough time for Colton Shea and Pitzer to find each other. Wildcats need to be very careful. They don't let a big play happen. You're down 2 scores. You want to keep it at that. The defense is more than capable of doing that. Everybody needs to get into better communication here before the end of this half. Colton Shea, and looks like that's going to be a false start. on the Vikings. That's going to push him back 5 yards.
1st and 15.
Vikings have been one of those teams that's always had the edge versus the Wildcats. And right now, seeming like the Wildcats having some issues here. Making a play, running out. He's gonna go, and there's a holding penalty, multiple flags. And that one, I believe, is gonna come back. And when we come back, at the beginning of the second half, I'm going to give you some statistics, other analysis. Holding against the Selah Vikings offense. And this is going to happen. So this is going to send them back 10 yards. It's not going to end up a first down. Final seconds. Winding down. 30 to go.
First down and 4 yards to go.
Looks like the officials just giving the Toppenish Wildcats sideline a little bit of a warning. Quarterback running out. Who's left? Going to take the long pass, and that one's going to be out of bounds.
Pass intended for number 16, Kaylin Woodachek.
Right now in this series, Conche is not in at quarterback. Perhaps trying to make sure that Conche is going to be prepared for the second half, as they're going to need him in every bit part of it. You know, that's a smart, conservative play to a certain degree, but anybody can make mistakes at any time. Long ball. That one is going to fall incomplete.
Pass incomplete intended for
Zuniga and Torres right there. Guarding him up against Pitzer. Trying to make a play on that ball, but too many defenders in the area. And so far, the damage offensively has come from the ground, through the ground, by the Selah Vikings. Wildcats just need to get into some good communication between the linebackers and the defensive line. Make sure they know their lanes. And right now, somebody needs to step up and make a critical play. 11 seconds remaining, could be the final play of this half. And finally brought out of bounds. 5 seconds remaining.
Tackle on the play, number 55, Carlos Margoza. Selah did get the first down at the 46.
So first down, seconds remaining, and that is going to be the end of the first half. Wildcats down for the first time in a while, 14-0, and they're going to have to regroup, and they're going to have to find some sort of way to create some offense or defense, find a way to make a special play and get into the end zone. We're going to be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Take a time out. Be back after this.
to receive the second half kickoff. Number 2, Keanu Zuniga. Number 3, Alex Zapius.
Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. The beginning of the third quarter coming up. Wildcats will get the first crack on the offensive side of the ball here to begin the second half. So the Vikings showing that they do have some capabilities. Colt Shea, place kicker for the Selah Vikings, also their starting quarterback. Shea with a little bit of a bouncer. That one's going to go out of bounds.
And the kick went out of bounds and will be penalized. Wildcats will have 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
1st and 10. So here we go. Yeah, coming out of halftime, what you want your team to do is you want them to perform exceptionally well here on offense. The offense has a tendency to go back and forth here this season. Jason Sanchez, first snap of the game with Zuniga skipping through a couple of tackles and finally brought down after a gain of about 11. That's been one of the lone bright spots on offense for the Wildcats, has been Zuniga. Wildcats now going quick. Zuniga again, reaching out, and finally brought down after a gain of about 6.
With the carry. Tackled by Tucker Stevens.
Wildcats staying in that no huddle.
That's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Just over midfield.
2nd down, 4 yards. Wildcats are moving the ball to open up this half. Zuniga again being met near the line of scrimmage.
And Zuniga, he pulls forward.
3rd down coming up. You got to keep thinking, is this a situation where it is 4th down territory?
Oh, that no gain. 3rd down and 4.
Third down, 4 yards to go. Sanchez hands it off. And barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I believe the Wildcats are going to be forced to punt.
Angelo Senegal with the carry and no gain on the play. 3rd down, 4 yards to go.
So 4th down, no call yet. Wildcats looks like they're keeping their offense out there.
Check that, it's 4th down. 4th down.
4th down, and Wildcats are going to punt this one away. New punter out there here in this contest, Keanu Zuniga.
Keanu Zuniga will be punting for the
CJ
Wildcats.
Torres normally the punter.
Keaton Pitcher back to receive the punt.
Zuniga, the snap. It's going to go high, and it's going to keep bouncing, and finally at about the 20-yard line. 21-yard line officially. Not exactly the 3 and out, or should I say not exactly the first drive of the second half that you wanted if you're the Toppenish Wildcats. Some great yardage on those rushing attempts. Trying to go quick. The Wildcats come up empty-handed on that offensive drive. Ball given in the middle. Finally brought down after a gain of about 5 yards. Wildcats so close here so far midway through the season to making sure they're going to be above 500. And remember, after this contest, the schedule does not get any easier if you're the Wildcats. Tie formation, again, pitch to the outside. Met with some force, and defenders behind the line of scrimmage. Third down coming up. Defense is doing a great job right now, but they need to be able to shut them down here on this critical third down and about 7.
Third down and about 5.
Wildcats, they're capable of holding their own right now. You just got to be worrying about that long run. Prevent explosive plays from happening. Shea's going to run it himself, and men in the backfield. Great reaction and great timing there. It's going to bring up 4th down. Talk about your defense doing a great job of forcing a 3-and-out. No other way to do it, but right now your offense is the bigger concern. They need to be able to drive this ball and get into the end zone. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot more difficult to catch up in this ball game, even though you're only down by 2 scores.
For the Vikings.
Colton Shea once again, the punter. Taylor is going to be the punt returner on this one. Shea with a bit of a high snap. He's going to get it off. Taylor is going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. The Wildcats with some decent field position here to start their second offensive drive of the game. Defense did a great job of forcing a 3-and-out. The offense, they need to do their part. They need to pick up some yards. They need to get into the end zone on this drive. Otherwise, it's going to be ever so deflating. First down and 10. From the pistol formation once again. Something they were doing at the end of the first half. Continuing that trend. It's going to go running into a wall and actually loses a yard.
He was stopped by number 72, Chase Bugney.
Second down and 11.
Second down 11.
Wildcats haven't had too many negative rushing plays so far in this contest, but that's one of them. Jason Sanchez hasn't had a lot of pass attempts so far in this contest. Perhaps they're going to need to look towards that way. Sanchez stepping back, healthy pocket, has some time, scanning the field, and miscommunication there between Sanchez and Davila.
That pass intended for the Wildcats, number 24, Jack Davila.
Third down.
Third down 11.
11 once again, and the Wildcats close to another 3-and-out. The offense right now is sluggish. They're able to run the ball in spurts. They're able to get some explosive plays on the ground, but when you're not necessarily a power team in terms of running the ball, we're focused more on that zone type of play. It can be difficult, especially when your opponent is starting to key in on where those running lanes are going to be based on the formations you are showing. And the pistol once again, Sanchez, he's stepping back. Sanchez trying to be decisive. And sacked yet again. Fourth down coming up. The offense is, it's able to move the ball. A good amount of yardage, able to pick up a first down or two, but they just seem to stall right after that. And this isn't looking good if you're the Wildcats. You're going to give this ball right back to the Selah Vikings. Your defense has been doing very well in containing them here so far. That one is going to be taken, and Pooch kick on the run. It's going to go near that line.
Punt is down at the 28-yard line.
So a good punt, perhaps a little bit of strategy right there, rolling out Faking like you're going to run and being able to punt it at the last second. Of course, also forgot to mention at the top of the show, a couple of injuries, a couple of starters out tonight for the Wildcats. So they have some reserves playing here tonight, starting here tonight. Defensive side of the ball has remained decent for the meantime. But right now, somebody needs to make a play, and there goes one. Loss of about 3, second down coming up. You know, and that's not an issue. The issue right now, the more this clock keeps running, is it's going to be time. Are you going to have enough time for a couple of possessions at least to tie it up? Right now, if you're the Wildcats on the offensive side of the ball, you're not worried about getting ahead. You're worried about catching up. You may need to start thinking about changing up that playbook, maybe throwing some deep shots. New quarterback in, he's rolling out, running around, ball on the ground, and the Wildcats trying to get on it, and they do! Defensive side to the end zone, close, and finally, right there, the defensive side getting a play. And that's what this defense for the Wildcats has done all season. When a big play is needed and when the tone of this game needs to be changed, they are so able to make a big play happen. And right there, an example of one. And for the first time tonight, the Wildcats are right inside their own 20, right near the 10. This is going to be a good opportunity for them to punch this ball into the end zone and make sure they cut this lead down to one possession. With 5:03 remaining, if you're the Selah Vikings, that's the last thing you wanted. But right now, Wildcats need to execute greatly. Sanchez to Zuniga. Gains about another 3. Zuniga has yet to find his end zone this season after 4 games. He's gotten great yardage. Multiple 100-yard games in the previous past 4, but not the end zone just yet. He's a voice, he's the leader in this team. Don't be surprised if he's the one that wants the ball in his hands to get it over the line. Zuniga once again. 3rd down. And you're going to happen to believe that this is going to be 4-down territory. I think it is. A field goal does you no real good in this situation. You need to punch that ball into the end zone because regardless, you get a field goal, you still need 2 possessions. This is going to be 4-down territory for the Toppenish Wildcats on offense. Jason Sanchez positioning. Finds one, ball thrown, tipped at the last second, and 4th down coming up. He had a man open, but just did not get enough of an arc to try to drop it in the bucket. Had an open receiver, but not able to get the correct angle on that one, and it's going to force 4th down. And the Wildcats are going to take a timeout. They're going to have to try to make the most of this possession, seeing as this is the first time they've been inside the 5-yard line. It's going to take a lot of effort. Well, you just got to set up a good play. You're capable of running it. Your running back, Zuniga, he's shifty, and he has enough power to get over that goal line. Right now, it's just a matter of, okay, what play are we going to run? Are we going to go to the right? Are we going to go to the left? You need to take advantage of that. And I think right now the Wildcats need this one more than anything. They need some points. Field goal in this situation doesn't really do them any good. At that point, you're down 14-3. You're still down 2 possessions. So you need to capitalize on this opportunity right now. What do you think? What we would think would happen should the Wildcats fail on this 4th down conversion? It might be very tough sledding from here on out, considering there's only 3:50 remaining in this 3rd quarter. The Wildcats just been sluggish on offense and being capable to finish in the end zone here tonight. So no points scored just yet.
Fourth down at the 4-yard line.
Sanchez running through, and he is going to get stuffed. The Wildcats just could not hit pay dirt.
A short gain of 2. Tackle by number 11, Julian Mendoza. And the Vikings take over out on downs.
And so here we go, a situation coming up for the Wildcats. Back on defense, not able to get any points. You know, this is both good and this is both bad. It's good if you're the Wildcats. You get the Selah Vikings in this deep territory there. They might have to be very careful and be conservative with the plays they run down here in this part of the field. And they're getting deep. They're getting tight. They're going to try to run some power. There they go. Match up. And brought out about the 8-yard line. 3:30 remaining here in the second quarter.
5-yard gain. Second down and 5.
Once again, tight formation. Vikings seem to like this. And again, running it. Push it, gains another couple. Third down coming up. Right now, the Selah Viking offensive line, they know that they need to get lower than their opponent. And right now, they're capable of driving that front four of the Toppenish Wildcat defensive line back. And timeout called out on the field. This time it's going to be by the Vikings. Huge third down. You know, to think that the Wildcats are going to be shut out. Something that does not happen to them, has not happened to them for the past, I'd say, about 4 or 5 years, and for this to be a possibility, and the Wildcats know. I happen to believe that they expected a better result here tonight. Perhaps we'll speak more about once the fourth quarter gets started, what might be possible, and an outlook at the rest of the season, which for the Wildcats, it's not going to get any easier whatsoever. And it's not, and if you're not able to put up a nice comeback effort here, it's going to be tough sledding against the top teams that they're about to face. A couple of them on the road. Conche decides to keep it. He runs, breaking away. Sapien trying to track him down, and does.
Quarterback keeper, Conche. He was finally struck down by Alex Sapien at the Wildcats 42-yard line. First and 10.
This game is one more touchdown from getting out of hand. And I think you're right. The defense is starting to get tired. You're asking a lot of this defense to pretty much keep this team away from the end zone. But when you have multiple two-way starters, that gets to become a lot more frustrating, especially when you're not getting any success on the offensive side of the ball. Pitch wide to the outside, trying to cut across, and finally met at about the 40-yard line. Wildcats doing a great job making a play on the last defensive stand, but nothing so far here on this drive.
3-yard gain, second down and 7.
Selah Vikings have a player that's coming out. Helmet came off. Colton Shea dropping back, trying to find his receiver. It's going to be incomplete. Third down coming up. Wildcats really need this one. Minute 33 remaining. Third down. Minute 33 remaining here in the third quarter. Wildcats find themselves down by 2 possessions. Tight formation, couple of tight ends in the game. Dump off. And the flag on the play. I believe that one is going to come back. It might be illegal man downfield. So the referees are discussing the play, and it looks like this is going to send the Vikings back some yards. It's going to be against them, 10-yard penalty. You know, that's big, and of course the Wildcats are going to be forced to accept this one. It's going to set them back another 10 yards, but Wildcats right now needing to make another stand here on this third down again.
3 yards to go for the Vikings.
Colton Shea. Motion. Shea's going to take it himself. Met in the backfield. Has an angle. Gets through. And picks up another first down.
That's first down.
The Wildcats are going to keep their defense out there. Selah Vikings looking to run out this third quarter. They've done a great job here tonight. Playing some good defense and capitalizing on their offensive possessions here tonight. Ball handed off, slipping through tackles, and that is going to be it.
Tackle on the play, number 5.
And another new set of downs.
But not before Selah has another first down.
And if the Wildcats don't make something happen here, they need to stop them. By the way their offense has been playing here tonight, this could be the end of the game, essentially. Wildcats have just not found any success on the offensive side of the ball. And that's one thing that the Wildcats struggled with last season. Of course, playing some opponents that weren't necessarily as talented as the Wildcats down at the 1A level, but at the 2A level, this is just a lot different. 2-score lead for the Selah Vikings, 14-0. Wildcats going to need a lot to go their way in this final 12 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Coming up, this is the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. And welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. First down and 10 from inside the 20. Selah Vikings, beginning of the fourth and final quarter. Colton Shea in the backfield, and he is sacked for a loss right at about the 35-yard line. 26-yard line, excuse me. Second down and 20 now. Wildcats, odds are starting to run against them, especially once that clock gets midway. Colton Shea, his receiver, going to put him in position. And a penalty called on that one.
Penalty flag on the play.
You know, they're going to get him for face guarding. He didn't turn his head around. He just put his hands up. Something you're not allowed to do in high school football. Just some of those little small things that some people might miss here at the high school level. So his hands were up, more of a face guarding call more than anything, not necessarily a pass interference. It's not a spot foul, so it will move the ball, but not give him a fresh set of downs. Second down, still to come. The Wildcats they're going to need to seriously regroup and rethink about the way they want the rest of the season to go. Because whatever happens here, Colton Shea, and they are able to stick them right there at the line of scrimmage. Wildcats still with the chance here. Somebody needs to make a play. Defensively, Wildcats can play with the best of them. Offensively, still trying to find their identity, especially at this level. Colton Shea rolling out, and he has an opportunity, and that one will be complete and inside the 5-yard line. And Pitcher with another reception yet again. That's one thing the Selah Viking offense has been doing, is attacking that secondary of the Wildcats. Have not really been tested too much these past 4 games. And they're showing right now that defensively, on the defensive backside of the field for the Wildcats, they are more than capable of getting scored on, and they're showing and exposing some of the flaws that they have. Colton Shea, empty backfield. He's going to take it himself, and there's a flag on the play close to the end zone goal line. And it's going to be a chop block on the offense. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That's going to set the ball 15 yards back. All the way out to the 18-yard line. 9:47 remaining. Wildcats still with some life. Defensively, somebody needs to make another extraordinary play here. You know, preferably you would want to get the ball into your hands. A fumble, an interception, something to get it sparked. Colton Shea, quick pass. That one tipped and falls incomplete.
Pass intended for number 18, Owen Motre. Incomplete. Second down.
Second down and goal. Still at the 18. Wildcats doing a good job of defensively keeping this offensive team at bay. in the Selah Vikings have been running it successfully on the ground. And have had some good pass plays as well. Shea again, this time hands it off, finds some wiggle room and being brought out past the 15-yard line inside at about the, let's say the 13, yeah, about the 13. So third down, and for the Selah Vikings, one thing you like is that that clock keeps on running. The interesting notes here tonight. Only 3 penalties so far in this contest for the Wildcats. Colton Shea being met with pressure, able to escape, finds and intercepted. And a flag immediately down as the Wildcats get the turnover. Let's see what the flag is about. Defensively, you really need that interception to stand. If it doesn't, this game is going to be very tough to come back from. There's still 8 minutes, 51 seconds remaining, and it looks like it is going to stand, but there's going to be a penalty after the play. Wildcats making a great play there, but now back on offense, and they've been struggling all night long here tonight. You got to air it out right now. There is a little bit of a breeze. However, it is at the back of the quarterback. So you may have a little bit of an advantage if you place that ball in the correct place. Sanchez, and he needs to be aware. Sanchez needs to be aware. He needs to get that ball out. Long pass complete to his receiver, Zapian, with his first reception of the night. Now, in years past, offensively, that's where the Wildcats have had a pretty well-balanced offense. The last couple of seasons, they've struggled at times passing the ball through the air. Wildcats going to need to be forcing the action here. Sanchez finds an open receiver yet again, trying to get past the sticks, and does. Another first down coming up. And the Wildcats need to run fast, quick action. Sanchez communicating the play. Sanchez again. Pocket having to run out. He gets past towards the sidelines and gets near the 30-yard line. Looks like he's going to be short of the sticks. Second down and about 6 yards to go. Wildcats need to keep moving.
Second down and 6.
Low snap, Sanchez able to catch it. How to escape, slips through, towards the sidelines, and able to pick up another set of downs.
They're moving the chains because it's another Wildcat first down.
Wildcats, 7:42 remaining. They need to keep that clock in the back of their mind. There's not a lot of it left. Wildcats not out of this just yet, but the offense needs to get to work here sooner rather than later. Sanchez scanning down the field, puts a high ball up, and great play there. Completion past midfield. Alex Sapien making a play for his team. He was open, and Sanchez perfectly timing that one. But the next great thing about that is he went out of bounds. That stops the clock. Sanchez starting to air it out. Sanchez for the long ball, and just a hair out of reach for his receiver. You know, when you're in this part of the field, you want to take chances. That was a good chance. He almost had it in there. Wildcats right now more concerned about conserving that clock, taking some shots, and that was a good one. You stop the clock. It's 2nd down and 10. Right now, you're running as fast-paced as you can because that clock right now is your enemy. Trips. Sanchez stepping back. Has some time, trying to escape. He does. He's going to run with it. And stops at about the 29-yard line, 31-yard line.
Gain of 9, 3rd down and a yard.
3rd down and short. Wildcats running out of time. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining. Sanchez has a pocket, having to roll out. Has a receiver. And he is out of bounds near the 20. That's going to save some clock. And that's good recognition by his receiver. He was open, he got the reception, and then heading towards the sidelines, they stopped the clock. And the Selah Vikings are going to take a quick timeout on the defensive side of the ball. The Wildcats with their best offensive drive of the game yet so far. I'd like to thank those of you that are joining us from wherever you may be at. Antonio D, along with the THS digital media crew here tonight, here in Toppenish, Washington on this risky Friday night. First week of October. Oh boy, a lot of important football being played here tonight in the Wildcats. We have an opportunity here, but this game slowly with the clock starting to tick down. We're down by 2 possessions. They need to get into the end zone here on this possession. Only the 2nd time tonight that they've been inside the 20. Sanchez, he has a clear open look. And he's going to get close to the 10-yard line. 6:38 remaining out of bounds, and again, the clock will stop. And that's something that's very important to keep track of. The Wildcats, you want to conserve your timeouts. If you get another opportunity, you need to get into the end zone regardless right now. In order to have a chance here. Sanchez stepping back. Pass, complete, touchdown. And the Wildcats are going to need to get and hurry up. That passing touchdown complete from Sanchez to Jack Davila. What are the Wildcats going to do? One thing that is for sure is they're going to kick this one. A chance to tie on it, perhaps.
Sebastian Yepes attempting the point after.
Yepes, kick, snap, good. And the kick is no good. And the Wildcats down by a single possession now. But should they get the ball back, they're going to need to go for 2 to tie it up. You know, and that's the unfortunate thing. Something you don't want to happen. You needed to make that PAT. Would have made it a lot easier on your offense. So right now, special teams looking to make a play. 6:29 remaining. If your defense is able to get a stop on that Selah Viking offense, you're going to have one more opportunity to put it in the end zone and perhaps tie it up with what would be a necessary 2-point conversion. This could be a close one, even though we didn't think about that at the beginning of the second half. But right now, the number one enemy for the Wildcats is not any particular player, it is that clock. Wildcats are going to have to be conscious of where they're at on the field. Jack Davila with his first receiving touchdown of the season and the only scorer here tonight for the Wildcats. You know, if there were one more minute, or if not 2 more minutes on that clock, I think this game and the swing of momentum would slowly be heading over towards the Wildcats' side. We're about to find out. 29 seconds to be midway through the fourth quarter, and that one is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And that's where the Wildcats defense will get started. If you're the Selah Vikings, you want to run those plays that have been the most successful, and that is running the ball, whether that be with Colton Shea or with your running back. Colton Shea been doing a little bit of everything. Has had a very effective ground game here tonight, rushing well over 100 yards. And of course, a couple of key completed passes to get the Selah Viking offense out of a jam, and now the Wildcat defense needing to step up, make a play somewhere on the field. Colton Shea, running back, stuck, and right there, second down coming up. And that clock keeps running. You want positive yardage on those rush attempts. You may want to be a little bit more conservative, considering Colton Shea got intercepted the last time he tried passing it through the air. Shea, the running back, right at his side. Shea, bootleg, out to the left. He's just going to keep it. And he's out of bounds, close to the first down marker.
Quarterback, keeper. It's good for 12 yards and a Viking first down.
So first down. .534 remaining. Stepping out of bounds. So the clock does stop. Colton Shea doubles to his left. He's going to keep it through the middle. And stopped after a gain of about 7. And that's critical. That clock is now starting to run once again. The Wildcats were able to do it last time. They were able to make a play on the defensive side. They got an interception. This defense is more than capable of making that happen. Wildcat defense trying to match up.
Second down and about 4.
Inside pitch to the outside. Cutting in, finds, goes through. And finally brought down past the 40-yard line.
16.
Around the 43. .441 remaining. So another fresh set of downs here for the Selah Vikings. This game not over just yet. Although the Wildcat defense is going to need to clamp down in order to get another shot on offense and hope to tie this one up. First down and 10. Ball handed in the inside and brought down after a gain of about 2. 4:08 remaining.
That's a 1-yard gain, second down and 9.
Second down, 9 yards. Vikings trying to run as much of that clock off as they can. And that's going to be the key. You want to keep this ball away from the Wildcats' offensive playmakers. And what's going to be called looks like it's going to be, it is encroachment. Only about their 5th penalty of the contest, something that they've done a great job in this contest, not committing a lot of penalties. But at a critical time, that one cost them, and it's going to put the Vikings near the 50-yard line.
Second down and 4.
3:23 remaining. Shea hands it off, keeps it, running towards first down, and that is going to move the chains once again, and this game is slowly moving.
Owen Motre was the ball carrier, got the first down, brought down by
You know, and the Wildcats, this was, you know, the 3rd big test of the first half of the season. And right now, unless the Wildcats elect to use some timeouts, the Selah Vikings are just going to run this clock out. Everything they can. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Kalen Whitachick again with a 1-yard gain. Tackle on the play, Adam Gonzalez, and a Wildcat.
Second down and a timeout on the floor, or excuse me, on the field. So Wildcats nonetheless have a very tough schedule ahead of them these next 4 weeks. It's not going to be easy at all. And considering the numerous injuries they have, and just the struggles on the offensive side of the ball, going up against the Othello Huskies, the Afraid Tigers, and the East Valley Red Devils. You end your regular season with a non-league contest against Lakewood. That game may be inconsequential regardless of the results of the other 3 games. Wildcats really wanted this win here tonight, but looks like the good luck train has stopped. And now Wildcats will suffer their first loss of the season here tonight.
Down, 9 yards to go.
And, you know, the Wildcats just, they have to regroup. Offensively, they need to find something that works better for them. They have a great running attack, and something the Wildcats didn't really capitalize. They had spurts. Can't say they didn't capitalize, but very much limiting. And considering, you know, but the offense stalled out many times during this contest. It's just, you need to find a way to get the ball into your playmakers' hands. Jason Sanchez is a capable passer, but has really struggled so far in this early season to find something consistent. There's multiple touchdowns this season, but in this case, this game is getting away from the Wildcats. Well, defensively, they're doing a great job. They didn't let this Selah offensive team just run over them. They held them on more than enough drives. But offensively, Wildcats just not able to capitalize. And probably the key play here tonight would be that red zone opportunity they had, and they weren't able to capitalize. You know, and that's something hard to deal with, and I mean, that's just going to be it. You need to capitalize on those opportunities, and this game was once again another defensive effort. Not a lot of points scored. 3 touchdowns between these two teams. And the Wildcats are going to have to regroup and rethink about where the trajectory of this season is going to go, considering the schedule you have right in front of you. You don't have a bye week. You don't have any free time. You just got to worry about next week now, and it does not get any easier next week. And they're going to go over to East Valley, face off against the East Valley Red Devils, one of the quickest teams in this conference. Wildcats getting a stop there. 2nd down, but it appears that the Vikings will have more than enough time to run out the clock and claim a victory here, stopping the undefeated streak of the Toppenish Wildcats. And this conference is going to be one to fight for, and Wildcats are no longer going to be undefeated after tonight. And depending on the results of the games tonight, especially with the East Valley Red Devils and the Othello Huskies, it may be a toss-up as to who can come out on top and be CWAC champions here in about 4 weeks. You know, it's something, and something we were talking about with community members and the Toppenish Wildcats this week. The students, they were not in class. This is a mid-fall break. One of the very few school districts around the state that has a full week-long break, and many community members expressing their concerns about keeping that break in the middle of essentially a school year. Every other team is in school and they're practicing seeing each other, and many say that that causes some rhythm issues. It doesn't seem like you're able to have the same energy, the same focus, and the same communication that is needed in order to win a game. And some of the community members expressing that needs to change. And I think many are expecting that change to happen sooner rather than later, because it's in weeks like this when you don't see your teammates for the entire day. You don't really work with them. You come to practice, there was no school before, and this is where you're at. Wildcats just struggling offensively, and one of the bigger key components, one of the key plays has, here tonight was you're at the 2-yard line and you're not able to get into the end zone, and pretty much that would have been the difference between tying it up or perhaps even winning this game. So for the first time in a long time, it's a loss here tonight. Let's take a look at some statistics for the Wildcats. Keanu Zuniga, 18 carries, 72 yards. He had a decent rushing game here tonight. Jason Sanchez, 9 yards on the ground, sacked a couple of times. 96 total passing yards. Alex Sabian with 2 catches for 36 yards. And Jack Davila, 5 catches, 60 yards. Had a nice night for him, but not enough here to get points and get a win. On the other side for the Selah Vikings, Colton Shea, 18 carries, 104 yards. He's the first 100-yard carrier here tonight. And then second 100-yard rusher here tonight, 147 yards. That coming from Kaling Wilczek. 2 touchdowns also, having all the points here tonight for the Vikings. 22 carries, 147 yards, 271 yards rushing total here tonight for the Selah Vikings, and that was indeed the difference maker. Only 52 yards passing, 6 catches, 49 yards from Pitzer for the Selah Vikings. All right, folks, next week we're going to be off air. We're not going to be at East Valley, unfortunately, but if you want to catch that game, that'll be played over at East Valley High School. It's going to be has the potential to be one of the best games of the year. Wildcats always competing heavily with the East Valley Red Devils when it comes to football. Last time these two teams met out way back in 2021, or 2022, excuse me. Wow, one of the best games you've seen. The Wildcats are going to need to work their way back up from this loss. All right, folks, coming to the conclusion of this contest, or it's already concluded, the end of the stream coming up. Vikings 14, 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Vikings, rushing for well over 240 yards on the ground tonight. Wildcats, 1 passing touchdown. Jack Davila with the lone score for the Wildcats, 14-6. And the Wildcats are going to need to be ready for next week as the East Valley Red Devils and all that speed. Oh boy, it's about to be a game. All right, folks, thank you for joining us here tonight. My name is Antonio D. Dominguez, and for all of us here, the THS Digital Media crew, thank you for joining us. Hope you join us next week if you go out to the game over there at East Valley. If not, we'll see you a couple weeks from tonight. Homecoming coming up for the Wildcats. Anyways, Antonio D. Dominguez here with you. Have a good night. God bless. See you out there. Final score, Vikings 14, Wildcats 6, first loss of the season. Thank you for joining us. This is the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Have a good night. God bless. See you out there.